Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Startup Talk. As today we have been taken over by UpHub. So it's still Startup Talk, but it's with a twist. Because today we are talking about accountability, accountability partners, social support, and having a genuine connection online. And instead of me interviewing a guest, I'm joined by my very good friend Tamzin Hall, and we'll both give our takes on typical challenges that we face when it comes to accountability, accountability partners, social support, and online connections. And make sure to stay to the end because Tamzin and I have something amazing for you in store. Tamzin, welcome back on the show.
Hello, thank you. It's amazing to be here. How are you?
I am good. It's so good to have you here on the show again. And I love the topic that we have for today. And I'm just excited to have you here. So for the viewers who don't know you yet, give me a short introduction about yourself.
So, yes, thank you. So I am Tamzin. I'm the founder of the People-Centric Business. And I'm so excited about what we have to share actually at the end of today, because I was about to launch into it and then I suddenly realized we're going to do that at the end. So I had to stop myself. So I'm Tamzin, founder of the People-Centric Business, and I'm all about supporting and helping people to live the best life that they can, full of happiness and joy in the workplace, whether that's through their own business or through their career in organisations. So that's me.
Yeah, well, welcome back on the show. So
thank you.
For the viewers who don't know everything, who don't know the backstory. So I had the pleasure of hosting Tamzin, I think it's a few months ago now. And after that show, we were just having an after chat and we were like, this was so fun. And we don't just want it to end here, to be like, hey, welcome, nice to have you on the show now. Goodbye. And we'll see you when we see each other again. So instead, we came to the conclusion, like, what if we were each other's accountability partners and we'll do weekly or bi-weekly accountability sessions. So we still, have that social support and help each other out and help each other grow. And from there is where UpHub got started and how we thought, well, we want to share more with the world about online support.
And also it meant that I didn't have to say goodbye to you, because it's funny, isn't it, how you meet somebody, and we've been talking weekly, daily over the last couple of months. And it's as if we've known each other for years. Like, we've never actually met face to face yet. We're like, that's happening soon.
One day.
But I know. But we just get on so well. And it was like, how can we continue to have those great conversations and support each other and, see each other to success? Because I know your business is going to be successful and you feel the same way about me, right? And it's like, how do we continue to just build on that relationship and that friendship that we have? So it was very natural to me how we connected. We had that conversation, and then
it was like having a business sister. You've never met each other, but still you had this genuine connection.
Absolutely.
So we're happy to tell more today about accountability, about online support. And Tamzin, my proposal is let's dive into the questions and we'll each take turns on giving our take. So let me give you the first question. How has having an accountability buddy or support system supported you?
So for me, it's focused me on my goals, my dreams, my ideas. It stopped me from going completely off on a tangent. I'm very good. And for those of you that know me very well, will know that I'm brilliant at having all these ideas and I want them to happen tomorrow, yesterday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go down. No, I'm going to go down this road. No, I'm going to go down this road. And actually having Saskia there to say to me, really? Let's talk about this before let's have a think about it. And actually it's really helped me to focus and to align and actually gain that clarity on where I want my business to go, and also to understand it isn't going to happen overnight. You know, it's going to take time, and that's okay, because I think when we are I have a full-time job as well, so I'm carrying lots of different hats. And when we are at work, we have colleagues and we have managers and we have a support network and we have people who we can go to. And in business, we don't have that. And to me, having Saskia there to support me, to be there for me, is all of that. You know, it's being there on my bad days, being there on my good days, holding me accountable, saying to me, you've got this goal, we're going to get you there. You're not going to go down this route or the path behind you, that you're staying focused going forward. So all of those amazing things.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of that is similar for me. I call it shiny object syndrome.
You told me that very often.
And I do this too. And it's like, Tamzin, I've read something over here, or Tamzin, I heard a podcast over there, or you should see this YouTube video. And it's just so good to have this other person to look you in the eye and be like, Saskia, you had a plan. Yes, I know.
But I think this sounds good. Yeah.
And then it's like, so it's giving you that reality check, and it helps you bring you back to what is your business about, what are you about, and how can you take those steps in there. And for me as well is, I know I can get into my head. I can drive myself crazy about, all the things that should be perfect and should look amazing, and I can only do this if all the other stars align. And for me, what Tamzin really has done is giving me that reality check, where it's like, do you need to have it that perfect? Is it really that case? Do you need to be, do you need to have everything? Because for me as well, I have a full-time job next to the Entrepreneur Suite as well. So sometimes you want to do the end thing, and the job and the social life and the business, and you want to have it today, or actually yesterday, preferably, but then things don't do what they should do. And you just get in your head, or I get in my head.
Oh, wow.
And luckily Tamzin is then that voice of reason, where it's like, Saskia, take a moment and think. You don't need to do everything at once. It's not all now or never. Take a breath, take it step by step, and then you have this sustainable growth that you can actually keep going. You're not running a sprint, you're running a marathon. And it's just so good to have that coach who is also in the game, but standing next to you, who helps you get over those hurdles.
Absolutely. And also, we've had many a morning where we've obviously, one of us has been kind of thinking about something the night before or overnight, and I'm not sure about this. And then I text Saskia, I'm like, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about this or about this or about that. And, oh my gosh, I'm having this. And we have that time in the morning, don't we, where we can really help and support each other. I can just imagine us both sitting there getting ready, doing our makeup, getting dressed, doing breakfast, all of that stuff, like with a phone in hand, being that support, being there.
And it's not only giving each other the reality check, but it's also, in improv, apparently they have the yes and. So if you have an idea, it's yes and you could do this, or yes and you could make it even better this way. And in that sense, you actually build further on top of each other. It's like, oh, you have this idea, and now it's even better and even better. And then focus on, okay, how are you going to get there, and keeping each other accountable for it.
Absolutely. There's a study being done on accountability partners, and actually by having somebody who keeps you accountable to your goals and who you meet regularly and who you have that check-in with to make sure that you're doing everything that you said you were going to do that's going to take you to your goals, actually you're 95% more likely to achieve your goals and just achieve what you desire. So it absolutely works. Absolutely works.
I'm not surprised by the result, by the outcome of that study. I am surprised by the 95%. Like, wow, that's a lot. But it makes you, turn up every day. It's like you're not even though you're doing your business for you, there is someone who keeps you accountable. That if you haven't done what you said you would do, and that's already, in the Netherlands we call it a stick behind the door. It
I
makes
love
sure
that
that you do the thing you were supposed to do,
I love that.
which is in your best interest.
And, you know, I do get to the night before, a couple of days before our meeting, and we have lots of different meetings. So we have our accountability partner meeting, but then we also have what we're going to talk about later. But in our accountability partner meeting, I always, I've got my meeting with Saskia. I need to make sure I've done what I said I was going to do. I've achieved my goals. I have, if I've said I was going to do X, I need to make sure I've done it. And if I haven't done it, I need to have a really, really good reason why not, because otherwise Saskia is going to tell me off.
Remember that one time where you were like, you wanted to reach out to 5 new companies, but you had this block inside of you, and every time it was like, no, I didn't, because this or this, and I know one time I asked you, Tamzin, what can I do to make you accountable next week? And you said, next week, if I haven't done it, make me do it in the call. So in the call itself, make me pick up my phone. Hello. And then you did it.
I know,
you didn't have to pick up the phone in the call anymore, because you already done it.
Yeah. And that driver was the fact that I did not want to waste our time, because our time is so precious together. I didn't want to waste that time doing something that I just needed to get out of my own way and do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shall we go on to the next one?
Let's do it.
So this one,
because we can talk, we can be. Okay, I'm going to ask you this one.
Yes.
So being a business owner can be so lonely. How do you overcome this loneliness when you can't afford, or you don't want to have staff in your business? I think this is a typical struggle, especially for the just starting online solo entrepreneur. You have a great idea, you know you're destined for more, you can and want to do more, but it's difficult to have genuine connections online. If I look at Facebook, if I look at LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn, I'm not a big fan of LinkedIn, because it feels like it's one big wall of advertisements. And every time someone is giving you a hand to help, it's like, you have to buy this, then I can help you. And it's like, okay. Yeah.
So that can be challenging. For me, what really helps is my family and my friends. I have a wonderful partner who still listens to me when I'm like, this business thing. And who also is there for me when it's going well. Of course, he always tunes in to my live session, so I always have one, even just one person who listens in. And it's, for me, I found some business sisters like Tamzin and like some others, like Alina, who was on Startup Talk as well twice. Everyone is doing their own thing with their business, but in a way they get it. It's different when you talk about it with friends or family who aren't doing the online solo entrepreneurship thing, or who are just doing the 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with doing the 9 to 5, but typically you get the look like, why are you working on your weekends? Why are you doing this on Thursday evenings? And finding people, and to be honest, I basically stumbled upon them. Maybe it was the universe telling me like, hey, you should totally meet this person. I don't know, maybe it was luck. Yeah. But with some people you just meet, and it's like you have this connection, and you don't want it to stop after hosting a show or something. So for me, it's really about family and friends, but also finding genuine online connections. And that's something that we have as well. If I have a win, it's a win for you as well. I mean, you have a win, it's a win for me as well. And when we have an off day, you can give each other a call and be like, and then the next day you can go on again, like, okay, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, let's go get this. So how do you do that, Tamzin?
So I think it's everything that you said, actually. It's having people that can celebrate your wins with you, but also be there through the tough times. But people who get it, who understand, who are on that journey as well. I've been so lucky over the past probably year and a half that I found some, like you're saying, some amazing ladies who just are there for me, and those kind of business sisters. And I think, like you, I've grown that almost my own family, and I can't wait to get your family and my family of business sisters and people that, you know, that only want the best for us. I can't wait to get us all together in a room, because we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have so much fun. So you ladies, you know who you are. You know who you are. So we're going to have so much fun. We've got let me have a think. We've got a book coach, we've got a PR lady, we've got a career coach, we've got a mindset lady who are going to really complement your business sisters as well. And we're going to have such a blast together.
Absolutely. But don't spoil it all yet, Tamzin.
I won't spoil it. No. Well, this is something separate. This is like my dream, my ideal. Like, we get my amazing friends and the people that support me together with your amazing friends who support you, and we can have a party. Like, I'm not talking about what we're going to be talking about in a minute, but I'm talking about kind of that great stuff. So, but anyway, it's, to me, yes, it's about, I want to surround myself with people who believe in me, and when I have that, like you're saying, I will text you and say, this has happened, it's great, and you'll be the same with me, or be like, oh my gosh, I'm having a really bad day, help. And you're there for me, and we support each other. And I think if you can't afford, or for me, I'm not in a position where I can have staff. I'm not in a position where I can have an office and I can have all these people around me, for a number of reasons. Also because my business doesn't need that, but me as a business owner, I still need that support. And I'm very lucky that I have a husband and some great friends that are there to support me. But I think it's more than that. It's having people who can really, really understand you and collaborate with you. Is that the right way to do it? But you know how,
it's lifting each other up, I think.
It's lifting each other up, but it's not by competing. It's not, you're in the same space as me, I'm not going to be your friend because it's a bit of a competition. To me, it isn't that. To me, it's about, we're all on this journey together. Actually, we can do so much more together than we can alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, I'm like, I don't mind if you're in my space or if you're in the same sector or the same industry as me, because actually, what could we do together?
How can we grow together?
Yes.
How can we learn from each other? And there is more than enough out there in abundance in the world for everyone.
Absolutely.
And I also love what you said about surround yourself with the right people. It's surround yourself with people who get it, who help you, and who are there to support you when you need a pick me up. And
genuine people.
That genuine connection. Shall we go to the next one?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, as a business owner, how has the support system ensured your growth?
So for me, and I think, as I said earlier, it's really kept me focused on where I want to go. And I know that there's people who want me to succeed, and I know there's people who will do everything in their power to help me succeed. And genuinely, and likewise for me, I want all of these people in my support system. I want them to, whatever their dream and their goal is and their ambition is for their business, I want them to achieve that. And I will do everything in my power to help and support them to achieve that. And I think actually by building those connections, we're growing networks. And by having those networks, we then have so many people who can help other people. And if somebody says to me, I'm really struggling with, I really want to get into the Times newspaper, for example. It's an English British newspaper. I want to get into the Times. I know exactly who can help that person get in there. And I would say, you need to speak to Caroline. Or if somebody says to me, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about writing a book. I don't know where to start. I'll be like, I know Lisa, you need to speak to Lisa. And that's how it goes. And actually, as you build that network and as you build that support system, by helping and by supporting others, they'll see your worth and they'll see how you help and support other people, and they'll refer back to you. I read somewhere, or I listened to a podcast or an audio book about how much do you give away for free. And this guy, he's so successful, and he said just as much as you can, because you give it away for free. You show your worth, you show your expertise, people are going to come back to you. And to me, that's, that support system is not just about having those foundations and having people there who have got your back and who are cheerleading you and who are making sure you're going in the right direction, but they're also there to refer people to you and for you to refer to them. It's about kind of that network and growing each other's business without an ulterior motive. If I refer people to you, Saskia, for example, I don't expect anything to come back. I'm doing it because I want you to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how about you?
Well, that's, for me, it's that support system. I know from myself that I can get stuck in my own head. I can overthink everything and then get in this loop of I need to do stuff before I can do stuff. And actually having a support system there where you can test your ideas, where you can just give a shout out in a group and have like, hey, I'm having this idea, what do you guys think, how can I make it better, how would I start, just having people who think with you. That has helped me tremendously. And I also know for myself that I can stay in abstracts too much. I can philosophize about a lot of stuff, but then making it concrete, making it tangible, that's where where you go from ideal to real world, and that's where my own perfectionism can kick in, where it's like, no, it's not the ideal, no, it's just the real world. I know, right? and that's where I can get in my head, or where I can have that, where it used to take me quite some steps to get there, to be like, okay, this is good enough in the real world, or the real world is good enough. It doesn't have to be that ideal. And actually, sharing your ideas with people, with that support network, really gives valuable feedback on this is something that would work, or this is something that doesn't resonate with at least these people or with my audience. So it's actually helped me so many times with taking the first step, with knowing I'm going into the right direction, or knowing I'm not going into the right direction. I'm having an idea right now that no one will buy, which is typically the number one reason why businesses fail, having something that no one buys. So the sooner you know that something does or doesn't resonate, the better. And I know it supports. The thing with having a genuine support system is they'll tell you the good, but they'll also tell you the bad. It's not only like, when you have when you see a shiny object, and I would say today, like, what, I'm going to be a candle making business. Nothing wrong with making candles, absolutely nothing. But say that tomorrow, Tamzin, you get a text from me, and I'm like, I'm going to make candles. You're probably going to send me a text with, why?
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from? So and I don't know, maybe I want to make candles that smell like bacon and beards or something, and then actually giving that feedback where it's like, Saskia, why would you do that? Who wants to buy that? Maybe you should think about this. Having said that, I know there's soap that smells like beer and bacon. It's hipster soap.
Is there
but
really?
Yeah, I wanted to buy it for my partner once, but it was only available in the US. But anyway, it's that social support system. It's about telling you the good and the bad, because let's be honest, we can all have 1,000 ideas, but out of those 1,000 ideas, typically, if you have 2 really good ones, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. So having that support, that's actually helping you in defining which are the good ones and which are the ideas that you can better, give back to the world. That helped me a lot. And then, of course, it's what you said as well. It's having that network of who knows who. especially nowadays with LinkedIn, with Facebook, with Instagram. It's all about who knows who and how can we help each other. And if you give in there, you will receive back as well. It's a lot of giving, but you will get a lot back. And that's something amazing I've experienced myself hosting Startup Talk. I've had these amazing guests here who are all afterwards like, hey, what can we do more? How can we help each other more? And if for instance, someone would need, I don't know, help with Facebook ads, I had a guest over there, go talk to him. I need help with customer support, go to talk to this guy. I need help with building amazing teams, go talk to Tamzin. And that's how you can give back, but also how people will come back to you as well.
Do you know what? I think you've touched on something absolutely that's so important. You have people who can be honest with you and who know you because we spend so much time together. And, you know, if you text me and said, I'm starting a candle making business that's going to be smelling like beer and bacon, I'll be like, Saskia, that isn't on your plan. That isn't on your 5-year plan, your 1-year plan. You know, I can be honest with you and say, you need to take some time to think about this, really write it down and understand where that's come from. But I know that I can be honest with you without offending you. And I think it's having that support of people who can be truly, truly honest. That's so important.
But that's really the important thing, because nowadays you see a lot of the toxic positivity. You know, like just keep going, just push, you just have to do this, you just have to buy this product. That it's not anymore like, who are you and how can we help you but the best as a person, or what is it that you need? But that you get this feedback often, like, you know, I don't know, maybe you've been struggling with podcasts because podcasts are just not your thing. Then it's also fine if there's someone who tells you, well, maybe don't do a podcast, maybe try something else. It's I think a genuine connection isn't only about acknowledging the good, but also being able to tell each other, the less nice stories, and giving each other that mirror to look in and be like, hey, is this really who you are? Is this really what you want with your business?
Yeah. I think we had a conversation about, did we have a conversation about Instagram? Is it Instagram Reels, where you have the people going, da, 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 da. And I'm like, that just is not me. That is just, to me, that is not me. And you turned around to me and said, don't do it then. If it's not you, don't do it. It doesn't matter. And I was like, okay, I'll forget. I won't worry about that then. Okay. And I moved on.
Yeah, but it's that check as well. You know, sometimes you just need to be able to voice your opinion and hear someone else basically say what you already know. But having that check, like, hey, this is not me. I don't want to go in that direction. That's okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Next one.
I think this is your turn to read it now, right?
Okay. I love this question. Okay, this is brilliant. How do you keep the fun in your business and celebrate your wins?
I love this. I love this question because I think it is so important to have fun in business. Having a business, it's like on a roller coaster. So sometimes you just have to throw your hands up and go with the ride. So it's really important to celebrate your wins, small and big ones. It's not only about landing a $1 million client.
Right.
It's also about, to me, a big win was already going to the Chamber of Commerce and be like, I want to start my own business, you know, and having that's already a win. So for me, it's a mix. I think what's really important is having gratitude. So having a moment every week or every 2 weeks where you really just stand still for a moment and just be grateful, or check in with yourself about what it is that you're grateful for, what you've achieved, because it's so easy to forget what you've achieved and focus on what you haven't achieved. So I typically try to journal that a bit about that. Second, it's also about sharing your wins, and I share my wins with you, and that can be a text, it can be a Slack thingy, it can be a whatever, it can be a phone call, and it can be something like, hey, today I achieved this, or I launched this, or I finally opened an Etsy shop, or something like that. And just having people who know, like, oh wow, that's actually a big thing, you know, even if it's if it's just one thing, if it's one step, it's one step further on that mountain that you're climbing. So it's really, I try to share that fun, and then you also get it back from other people. Say like, hey, today I achieved this, I signed a client, I did this, gave a presentation for my whole company, I gave a training. And it's also about sharing it with your partner. I know I don't know about you, Tamzin, but if I had a crappy day, then my partner knows.
No, not with me.
No. And that's okay, you have to, sometimes you have to unload and just be like, today was just a stupid day. But it's also about, hey, today I made a win, and sharing that joy, because a win for me is a win for him as well. And so it's really about sharing, and sometimes, just sending a text can be enough, and sometimes it's getting ice cream, sometimes it's doing a little dance behind your desk, but it's always important to celebrate your wins.
I love that.
So how do you keep your business fun, Tamzin?
Laughter and happiness. Literally just I laugh a lot. I do laugh a lot. And actually somebody once gave me feedback, and they said to me, you can't laugh, it isn't professional to laugh.
Yeah.
And I was quite a lot younger then, and it really took me aback and thought, okay, so I can't laugh, I can't be happy, I can't have fun if I want to progress my career. And actually that isn't true. So just a little piece of advice before I tell you about how I keep the fun is be authentically you. And I laugh, and if that doesn't fit right with people, that's fine. If they don't think I'm professional because I laugh, do you know what? They're not right for me anyway. That's fine. No. So just be authentically you, whoever you are, and don't change for anybody. Just run that through everything that you do, and your business, and for everything, because that's what's so important. But how do I keep the fun in my business? Exactly the same as you, Saskia. I celebrate everything, and it might be I celebrate the small things with maybe a bit of ice cream, or maybe a bit of a dance with my dog, or or a text to Saskia, or something like that. Or when I came off my call with, I hosted a webinar with James Reed, who's the founder of Reed, and when I did that, a bottle of champagne, was certainly in order there. So I think it depends on how big the win is or how small the win is. But every win is so important, as you say, because it's that step, even if it's a small step, onto the next part of your journey and your next chapter. So I celebrate it all, and I share my celebration, because I think sometimes we just need to share about it. And in the training that I do, and any workshop that I do, or anything where I get on a call with other people, share your wins. What have you done this week? Because it doesn't matter whether it's I've just jumped onto this, or I baked some cakes, or I had the weekend off. It doesn't matter how small it is. It's a win, and it needs celebrating, and it needs sharing.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with what you told me about laughter. It made me think back about my first job, because I do the same. I use humor to lighten the mood, to keep things airy. I think that's the Dutch saying. I don't know if that's an English saying.
Say that again.
To keep the mood airy, to keep it.
I love that.
It's not too heavy because it's so airy. If I throw in Dutch sayings, that's just it's just a thing. No, but with my first job, we had this. So I come from an engineering background, and there was this one guy, and he was I don't know, he was already 60. He was gray, and he was quite grumpy, and I could appreciate it, but I dealt with that with humor as well, So when he was grumpy, I was like, he. And we could appreciate each other. We weren't trolling each other or something like that. But one day he came to me and he was like, Saskia, you really have to, get your act together, because you're laughing in serious meetings. And, if that's going to be the way that you are going to act as a professional, then you're not going to get far. And that actually, okay, so I was working 1 or 2 years back then, and this older guy, this senior engineer came to me, like, and to me, it was impressive to hear that, but in the end, I decided to not take that feedback further, because it's indeed about being authentic. I know when I have to be serious. Of course, I can be serious, but I also know that it's important to celebrate your wins, to have a laugh now and then. To sometimes it's also just important to have a moment to just, collectively be annoyed by a situation. But that makes me me, and that's the character that I am, and that's what made me create my own brand within the company that I was at the time. And after a while, everyone knew me as this person who was like, yeah, she's fun, but she knows her business, And actually, a few years later, we finished a project together, and I gave him a do-it-yourself Da Vinci catapult. And he was actually, that was the first time I've seen him smile. He was like, oh, that's really amazing.
Brilliant.
So yeah, be authentically you. Be you and enjoy being you. There are already enough other people who are other people, and there's only one you. So be that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Whose turn is it? I have no idea.
I think it's, I don't know.
I'll read this one. Okay. How do you find a genuine connection online?
I think this is really important, because there's so many people out there who aren't genuine, but equally there are so many people out there that are genuine. And to me, I meet, as you do, Saskia, we meet a lot of new people, a lot of strangers all the time. And networking is a big part of what I do for my day job as well. And that's face-to-face networking. And actually, I don't think there's that much difference between kind of building the relationship online as it is offline. Okay, you can see people face-to-face, but actually we can jump on video call and you can see people online as well. To me, it's around asking the questions and getting to know people without any preconceptions. Don't think, I don't know. I think, I think they're messaging me. They've got an ulterior motive. Oh, I'm going to jump on a chat, but I'm not sure. I go on to every meeting with somebody or every phone call with somebody completely open-minded, and I'll use my experience of how I've been burnt in the past, because we've all got stories where people have not been who they think they try and perceive them to be. So we've all been burnt. We've all going to have stories like that, and so I will use that experience, but I try and be completely open-minded and just ask questions and just find out about the person and be interested. I love getting to know people. I've got a psychology background, so I love getting to know people. I love asking questions. I love finding out. But by asking those questions and finding out who the people are and their core values and why they want to get to know you, to me, that answers the questions quite quickly. And I can tell whether they're, I'm never going to know 100%, but I can tell whether they're genuine and they really want to, I suppose, be my friend rather than sell me something.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, for me, it's slightly different.
Okay.
To me, I always wonder what's in it for them.
Okay.
I always wonder that. It's because it's and actually when you're being surprised in those expectations, that's when you typically find a genuine connection. If you go to a Facebook group or you just go to a LinkedIn group and you post a question with, guys, I need help with growing my social media or something like that, there are easily 10 people who jump on you, who send you DMs and who start with, hey, I can help you. You can book a call with me for, I don't know, $50 via this link.
Okay.
You can, I can help you if you pay me here. And I get it. Those people, they have a business. This is their business model, but that's what's in it for them. That's how they help. It's by offering it via a service. What I also see, and I especially see it in my guests in Startup Talk is what we had as well. Actually, we had a nice conversation, we had a nice show, we enjoyed it, and afterwards it's like, hey, what if we kept in touch? What if we did the accountability thing? Not to make money from each other. I'm not asking you for my services, you're not asking for your services, and it's just really about helping each other. So then that what's in it for you, it's not about the money, it's about your personal growth, it's about having a nice time together, it's about for me as well, it's about having a nice time, about having accountability, about growing your business. And then you're surprised in that expectation of what's in it for them. And that's typically when you find out, like, hey, this is a good connection, this is a good one, this is somewhere where you want to come back. And I've had it a lot also with guests of Startup Talk, where afterwards they say like, oh, I wish I could do more. Well, what about we collaborate on this, or what about we set up at this, or what if we did that? And that's how you find a really genuine connection. You can still grow your business with those connections, but it's not business first. It's helping each other first, and then the business will grow with that as well.
That's really interesting. It's really interesting that I think that's probably one of the first things we've come across where we've got completely different views on.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's interesting how you go in quite skeptical. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Is a bit skeptical. Maybe it is. So I could come up in situations where I'm assuming, well, maybe you just want to do this, and that in the end it turns out I was wrong. And don't get me wrong, I love being wrong sometimes. You can be surprised, like, oh wait, and that happened to me more than once when I felt like, okay, this is probably going to go this direction. It's going to be a huge thing, and then someone said, no, I think it's a great idea. Go and do it. Let's do it. And it's like, okay, surprise. Yes, let's do it.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, but haven't you had it vice versa, Tamzin, where you thought, well, I'm going to go there in open-minded, and then in the end you got disappointed in a way?
Yeah. Yes. And that's fine. That does happen. It does happen quite a lot. And it's interesting, isn't it? I had a call quite recently where somebody posted in one of the groups and said, oh, can anybody help with X? And I thought, yeah, I'm happy to have a conversation. Is there anything? I think it was worded, can someone help with X for a client of mine? And I thought, yeah, I'll just see, what is it? Jump on a call, see how I can help. Because I'm like I said earlier, I'm happy to give things away and give my advice away. I jumped on this call with this person, and literally for half an hour, he was just asking me question after question after question after question to get my experience and my advice. And kind of after 15 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is more in a consultancy call. You want me to tell you basically how to pitch and how to sell to an organization. And actually that's kind of going beyond I'm happy to jump on the call and give you my advice. And that did shock me because I don't know. I think I just didn't realize people would have the audacity to do that. I was like, wow, you're actually asking me this. And I came off that call and I was a bit like, oh, okay. But I would try and never read a book by its cover. I don't know if that's the right expression, but I would just try and just be like, you know what, let's just see what happens, because I'm very good at, and this is probably why I do this, I'm very good at judging something. And, going to a restaurant, for example, if my husband always laughs at me because if we're going out for dinner, this was kind of pre-COVID when we used to go out for dinner, and we used to be like, he said, well, how about going here? And I'm like, oh no, doesn't it right, can't go there. Oh no, doesn't it like, can't go there. And I have found the most amazing Italian restaurant near Heathrow that doesn't look great outside, doesn't look great from the outside. But when you walk in, it's like you're in Italy. And I would never have walked in there if I hadn't have been with the people that I was with, because I didn't, it was like, really? So I'm very good at putting those judgments in and then stopping something amazing from happening. So to me, I'm like, if I can be open-minded and jump on a call and just have a conversation, build a relationship, see if there's something there to be, something. If there isn't, then it's fine. But I feel like I could very easily put barriers up, and then it's going to have a negative impact.
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying there. I think what's most important is how you see that the other acts. What's their starting point? Is it about you and how they can help you?
Yes.
Or is it about the product that they offer? Is it, if you say, I need help growing my Instagram following, do they immediately send you like, hey, here's a sales page, go buy this product and you can do that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it more about, hey, tell me more about it. What do you already have? How many followers do you have? What is your current tactic? What are you struggling with?
Mm.
And having that different approach can already make a world of difference. And then I'd probably be more inclined to buy the book or course or whatever it is they're offering if they first start with who are you and how can I help you, versus you need Instagram, this just buy this and then you'll have it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think actually what I've gained from that last couple of minutes of talking is there's no right or wrong with this, and that's okay. And it's everything is you've got to do what's right for you and for me and for everyone listening. I think sometimes there's this, oh, you need to do it this way, or you need to do it this way, or well, this is how I find connections and this is how I do it. And whatever works for you is fine, because you've got your way, I've got my way, but we've still made amazing connections and still met some amazing people. So it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong there.
No, it's about what works for you.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, how do we I like that. How do we challenge ourselves?
Oh, how do we challenge?
How do we do that? How do we challenge ourselves to up-level our business?
I think so. How do we do it? It's having those accountability calls. It's having those short connections. So I think we are now at a point where we can spam each other in 5 different ways.
In fact, I have to say it was funny today because Saskia was in a meeting, and I knew Saskia was in a meeting, but I was getting myself in a little bit of a pickle, and so I messaged. I sent her 14, 15 messages on WhatsApp, and then I was like, Tamzin, what are you doing? Saskia's in a meeting. So then I went in and I deleted all of them, and I said, call me when you're free. I've got myself in a pickle.
Yeah. Oh, that was really amazing. That was 1 hour before we were supposed to go live. So I know I picked up my phone and was like 15 deleted messages. Something's happening with Tamzin. Let's give her a call. But it's having those short communication lines, and it's and I think that's something great nowadays. I mean, with your phone in your hands, you can find out anything. You can contact anyone, anywhere, and also be there whenever it is that you need it and that you want it. And that's also, when you're in a spot and you just need some help, it's very easy to just be like, hey, I need some help here, or I'm in a pickle, or give me a call. I think so for me, going back to how do we challenge ourselves, my views on this, it's those accountability sessions. It's being able to laugh with each other, to be annoyed by situations with each other, so that you feel comfortable with each other. You can be yourself, you can be your authentic self, and you're completely accepted by the other for it. And that's when you can, really open up. And what I also like is we send each other so much stuff. Like, have you listened to this? Have you seen that? have you seen this movie? Have you seen this documentary? Listen to this podcast. Or I had a great show, a great guest on Startup Talk. You should listen to this episode, even though I completely ruined it, which that episode still to come. But that's not the point.
No, I'm sure you haven't. That's your perfectionism coming in.
Maybe. Again, it's not the point right now. It's sharing what's inspiring you. And this can be a challenge that you're doing online, or a book you've read. I've had, and I have this with Tamzin, but also with a lot of other business sisters, so to speak. We typically have the question, what books are you reading right now? What are you learning about right now? What's of your interest right now? And it inspires you to pick up that book yourself, and actually surround yourself by people who share their knowledge. Be inspired, share that again back with your business sisters, and help each other grow from there. So it's getting out of that comfort zone, but you're doing it together. So you're not doing it alone, and then it's more easy to do.
I love that. So
what's your take on that, Tamzin? How do you challenge
that? So I think sometimes for me, it's actually, I'm always trying to up-level my business myself. Sometimes I need somebody to hold me back, which is a bit counterintuitive with this question. But to achieve that, and for you, Saskia, to say to me, you're not, this isn't in your plan, this isn't in your where you want to go right now, is we have our goals, and we have our set, at the start of each quarter, we'll have our 90-day plan kind of session. We have our goal setting session. We know we have lots of shared documents, and we know exactly where each other's business is going and where we want it to go. And because we have those 90-day reviews, we know, actually, I might want to change this. This isn't working, so I'm going to change this. And then we have a discussion around it. And to me, it's about having, you will challenge me and I will challenge you on any idea that we have if it doesn't fit with what we put in our annual quarterly plan. And I think that's really, really important. We always push each other to achieve our goals, always push each other. We set weekly targets, we set weekly goals. And as Saskia said earlier, we will make sure we achieve that. And when we talk about our secret, our surprise, our announcements, that has, to me, we have together achieved so much, more than I ever thought was possible when I first had a conversation with you. And we have challenged ourselves by having a dream and together turning that dream into an idea. And over the past 2 or 3 months, we have turned that idea into reality. And we're now sitting here ready to announce it to the world. And we've achieved that.
Tamzin, I think it's time. I think because I think, it's not only about how do we challenge ourselves to level up our business, but as Tamzin said, over the last months, we've been, helping each other be accountable, level up a business. But at a certain moment, we also realized, what if we opened this up further for other people to join in as well? We have a great system here. We get the things done. We do the things. We have a genuine connection here, which is something that's really difficult to find sometimes, especially on the internet. And what if we want to make that bigger? What if we want to share that with other people as well? And that's how the idea of UpHub Mastermind came to be, to really just have a easy entrance into a tribe of people, into a group of people, into a mastermind of people who are thinking on the same level, who want to have genuine connections. So it's not about who can help me buy my product. No, it's really about who are you, what do you need today, what do you need this week, what is in your plan, what's in your 90-day plan. And in that sense, not only that you and I can help, can challenge ourselves to level up our business, but that we as a group of a bigger group of people, as a mastermind, can challenge ourselves together to level up their business and to still have that accountability, to have those short connections, to have that support, and to really have a genuine connection.
And I think actually it's something that we haven't spoken about over the last hour or so. It's how lonely this journey can be, and how lonely as a business owner, especially as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, and it's just you, yourself, and I, or me, myself, and I. It's so lonely, and actually, we found that connection, and we found that family, that kind of support between us, and we want to share that with the world. It's, to me, what we've created is, it's more than a mastermind. We've called it UpHub Mastermind. It is a mastermind. It's everything that a mastermind has, but it's more than that. It's that support network. It's that family. It's that hub of amazingness that we have created, just the two of us, that we know that we can share that with the world and just help everybody to be so successful, because we know it's worked for us.
Absolutely. So it's, as you said, it's about having a business family. It's about having business sisters and business brothers, people who are there genuinely to help you have that support system wherever you are in need for, to have those short lines that you can literally send a text and be in contact with 5, 10 or 50 or 100 other people who are all having your back, no matter where you are. As long as you have your phone, you are in contact with each other. It's about having fun in business, as Tamzin said. It can be lonely, and it's important to be able to share your wins. And sometimes it's just difficult to share your frustrations and your wins when your direct family or friends, who all mean the world to you, probably, who all mean best with you, but if they're not in that same boat of online entrepreneurship, they typically really don't get it always, or that's something that I notice. So it's actually having that connection there as well, having that fun there as well. I mean, Tamzin and I have been sending each other so many gifts, but it just lights up your day, And even when you have an off day, that's fine, because you had a dancing banana gift, and that was amazing. and it's about having those genuine connections again. That if you send a text, that it's not about, hey, you should buy my book. No, you don't have to buy my book. Just have a conversation. Talk to me. What is it that frustrates you today? And how can we help you? And that's it. It's really the business family. So you have a normal family.
Without that you have to buy from me. This isn't that. This isn't we're building connections of people. We're building a hub of people where you can make genuine connections. This isn't a hub of people that you can sell to. It's a hub of people that you can make those genuine connections and have that support and be able to up level and grow your business. And based on your goals and your 90-day plan, like I said earlier, everything that we've done, that goal setting, that 90-day plan, the creating the annual plan, the 5-year plan, all of that is what we are going to include in UpHub, because it's more than just jumping on a call and talking to people. It's really, we've got I think we're quite lucky that Saskia is a project manager, so she's amazing. It's literally just amazing with the plans and the processes and the strategic thinking. It blows my mind.
Well, and in that sense, it's we complement each other, because where I am the one with the systems and how can we set this all up that it all goes smoothly, then you have Tamzin, who's just the master of words. It's like I come up with it's a bit of this, and then she's like, I know exactly how to put that in words. Like,
Magic wand.
And that's how you grow together. And I would love to see that group grow, to have those connections that count, that you can have that business family, and that you can grow your business together from a very genuine point of view.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, Thames and I are welcoming everyone, all of you who are ready to level up your business, to connect and grow together. We want to invite you to our free mini mastermind session on September 8th and 15th. It's going to be completely online because, well, you can do everything online nowadays. I will add the links in the description of this video, and I'll post them in the comments as well. And it will basically be a continuation of the talk that Tamzin and I had, but completely interactive. So it's not that we are just going to sit there and have, this is how we see the world. It's really about how can we, everyone in that mastermind, get a genuine connection happening right now, instantly. So even if you only join that free mini mastermind session of an hour, you will walk away with having expanded your network and having already made genuine connections.
Absolutely. We are going to give you the tools and the processes and everything you need to be able to network for success. The event's called Connections That Count. So it's all about connecting with like-minded business owners, connecting with people who are going to lift you up and support you and cheerlead you to success. So it's going to be fabulous. So excited about it.
Yeah, me too. And well, one thing I forgot to add, it's not only about connecting, it's also about challenging. And
Yes.
I'll have a bit of that in the mini mastermind, but also in UpHub itself. Tamzin and I, we had a very lively discussion about how are we going to help people grow their business. And we actually decided, let's not go for the typical training or mastermind. No, we're going to challenge you. Every month, we are going to have a challenge. We'll be in a challenge ourselves as well. So we'll challenge each other. we'll join in the challenge as well.
Yeah.
And every month we have a different topic of a different challenge. So what is it that you need? We'll make sure we challenge you in that. Is it finding your business, finding a new income stream, growing your social media presence? Is it mindset? Is it productivity systems? Is it whatever it is that you need? We have a whole network of people who are ready to challenge you to grow on this.
And we will be holding you accountable. It isn't just about that, this is what you need to do. We will be holding you accountable to make sure that you achieve your dreams. And like we have done with UpHub, we've taken our dreams and we've turned them into reality. It's taken a lot of hard work, and we will help you and support you every step of the way to do that as well.
Yeah, so it's challenging, it's being accountable, but also supporting. It's not like, here's a challenge, go figure it out. It's whatever support you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in that, if you're ready to level up your business with connections that count, then make sure to go to the live event links that I just shared. So we have a live event on September 8th and on September 15th. The links to that are in the comments. I'll also add them in the description of this video. And I'm just looking forward to meeting you all there and to really have an interactive session and already create connections that count right in that session.
Yeah, I think that's really important to say. You're not going to be listening to us talking for an hour. You are going to be making real connections, and you're going to be sharing ideas and meeting new people and just expanding your network.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that, I want to thank you all for being here with us today. Tamzin and I, we don't have to talk for an hour anymore in those live events because we already did it now. So, check it out. But Tamzin, seriously, thank you so much for being here on this special episode of Startup Talk with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope our viewers did as well.
I'm sure they did. And if anyone has any questions for us afterwards, drop them. We'll happily answer any questions.
Absolutely.
We like answering questions.
Yeah, drop them in the comments and we'll happily get back to you. If you want to learn more about UpHub Mastermind, we also have a website. Go to uphubmastermind.com. Check it out. It's all in there. The links to the event aren't in there yet, so make sure to use the links that are here in the description and in the comments. And otherwise, if you want to join the event and you can't find the links, send us a DM, send us a mail, send us a pigeon.
Send us an owl, it's fine.
Oh yeah, when you're in the UK, it has to be an owl, of course. That's
What is it in the Netherlands?
you send a pigeon, but
You send a pigeon, okay.
it's a pigeon, but or smoke signals. We also use that one, but it's not that much anymore, especially since the internet. No, but if you
Or just send us a text message or something.
that helps, that helps as well. So no, you can contact us any way you like. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like it and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you see this video and you think about someone who's like, hey, they could really use some help with their business, with having accountability, with having a genuine support system, share this video with them. I'm sure everyone can learn a lot from the takes and already the content here in this video. And if they're interested, they're of course also more than welcome to join our events. Just share the link with them. You can sign up for free, and we will look forward to seeing you on the 8th and the 15th of September. Okay, so thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again the 8th or the 15th. Bye, everyone.
Bye.